Welcome back to Karen in the Kitchen. I am hurriedly getting ready for church this morning. You know, church gatherings are always a great time for folks to show off their signature dishes. And it's really a great compliment when folks come up to you and say, "You're going to make that dish again, aren't you, for next Sunday?" So that really is a compliment when people ask you about that. What I'm putting together, which is one of my signature dishes, is homemade mac and cheese. This is a very basic recipe that I double, okay, and I'm melting 2 sticks of butter in this hot mac that I just got through cooking on the stove top over there. 2 pounds of macaroni, and I salted the water, and I did not overcook the noodles, but they're done, and I'm going to let this butter melt. So while it's melting, I want to talk a little bit about where this recipe came from. My mother-in-law is known for her cookbooks, and the series is called Best of the Best. This particular cookbook is called Beyond Grits and Gravy. My husband had a great uncle, his name was Uncle Dan, that his signature dish was homemade macaroni and cheese, and his recipe made it into this cookbook, and it's one that we have enjoyed year after year after year. Well, I like to play with things and tweak them a little bit, you know, when it comes to recipes, so I started playing with the recipe a little bit, and it was great just the way it was, but I wanted more cheese in there. So what I did is just kind of tweak Uncle Dan's recipe, and that's the dish that we're going to be taking to church today for our homecoming at church. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all that good food that's going to be there. So what have I done to it? This is what we've done. It was basically the shredded cheddar cheese with the egg that's in there, and of course lots of salt and pepper and some milk. I've added 3 other cheeses, and I have played with this a little bit, and this really is good. This is sharp cheddar, freshly grated sharp cheddar cheese. This is a little bit of mozzarella, some Velveeta that we've shredded, and then we're going to also add some Parmesan cheese, okay? And this is 6 eggs, lightly beaten, and then we're going to also add plenty of salt and pepper, and let me get that milk out while we're talking. I've buttered my pans right here, as you can see behind me. Those are going to, we're going to fill those up and stick those in the oven and bake those for a little while. Now we've done this a variety of ways. I've done a stovetop macaroni and cheese, but I'll tell you another thing that is really, really good is we have smoked our macaroni and cheese. Make it the same way, but instead of putting it in the oven, we put it in our ceramic cooker outside and we've smoked it. Man, the flavors are awesome. Try that sometime if you get a chance. But for what we're doing today, this is going to be the easiest application because I've got to get to church. I'm going to leave my husband in charge of watching this while I'm gone. So I'm going to add a lot of this cheese. Now I'm not going to add all of my sharp cheddar cheese because I want to have some to put on the top as well. We're going to put this in here. I'm going to go ahead and pour my eggs in here and let those stir that around. The egg is going to bind it all together. Salt and pepper is a key. Now we're going to get a kick of salt from the Parmesan cheese. So, you know, you don't have to overdo it with the salt, but definitely we want to add a lot of pepper to this. So I'm just going to keep stirring this around. I'm going to add all of my mozzarella and my Velveeta cheese in there. Stir that around. You can see it fills this bowl completely up. But for application at home with your family, just, you know, cut this recipe in half and you'll have plenty. But if you need a lot for a large gathering, just simply doubling it and you will have plenty of spaghetti, plenty of macaroni and cheese. All right, so let me add some of this Parmesan cheese. Now, what I'm going to do is continue stirring this till I get it mixed really well, and then we'll show you when we put it in our pans and pop those in the oven. We'll be right back. All right, I'm trying to hurry because I've got to get to choir practice, but I've got this all mixed up. Cheese is pretty much melted in there. I'm going to divide this evenly between these 2 pans. And then we're going to add a lot of milk to this. Uncle Dan always advocated of putting a lot of milk. Have you ever had homemade mac and cheese and it was a little dried out or maybe even a little bit burned? Well, that's what the milk will do, is putting plenty of milk in there so the noodles can absorb it and stay fluffy and tender. Look at all that cheese in there. And we put plenty of pepper in there as well, a little bit of salt. Look how great that looks. Now, let's add some milk to both of these. All right, and I'm gonna grab some half and half too and throw that in there. And it's just gonna add some more richness to what we're doing. Look how great that looks. My husband's already said he hopes that there's some left to bring home. I probably should have made him a little bit on the side and just kept it out, but maybe there'll be a little bit left. We'll see. Look how beautiful that is. And just a little bit more milk to this one. This pan seems to have a little bit more in it. All right, now I'm going to top it off with the rest of this cheese that we have shredded and then stick these in the oven. And they should be ready just about time for when my husband comes to church, because I'm going to go ahead and head that way so I can get busy practicing some singing and looking forward to a great day of just celebrating with friends at church and, of course, enjoying a wonderful meal. We'll let you see what it looks like when we're done. I'm going to check this mac before I head to choir practice. I've had it in the oven. I went ahead and covered it because I don't want the top of it to burn. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look how gorgeous. Okay, so that's not far from being ready, but I'm going to leave it covered, and I'm going to trust my husband to take that aluminum foil off of there in just a few minutes, let it brown just a little bit on the top. It'll start bubbling here in just a little bit. It'll be all cheesy and gooey and smells good and tastes delicious. Let it brown just a little bit, and then turn the oven off, take it out, and then he will bring it to church and meet me at church in just a little bit. So let me cover this back, let it cook for another 10 minutes or so. That cheese is going to be bubbling, and then my husband will uncover it for me. And we'll get ready to have a big meal today at church. Hopefully we'll get to highlight all of the spread that'll be laid out. It'll be delicious. We're at the church. My husband delivered the mac and cheese. We've been practicing some music. It's exciting. A lot's going on. This is just the dessert table right here. As you can see, it's going to be a huge spread. Follow me this way and take a look at all the food we're going to be having here. There's a lot of commotion going on, but it's exciting and it smells wonderful in here. Look at all the good food. Every dish you can imagine is going to be here. Look how wonderful it is. This is the lady that keeps it all organized and going in the right direction. And she makes sure that we don't have all of one thing, but a variety of things, right? Right, there you go. There you go. And that's the man that knows how to cook right there.
Come on now.
Tell him about it.
Hey, I'm a cook.
What's your saying?
I do smoked meat catering.
No.
I can cook anything.
And your saying is
They don't call me good or nothing.